And I just don't know why she doesn't just shut up. Not in like an offensive way. I don't know why she just doesn't shut up. Like, he's quit the podcast, bro. Like, he quit the podcast to kind of, in one part, save the marriage, to in one part to protect her, so she doesn't keep getting attacked. Yet she's still on social media, divulging all this unnecessary detail, all this TMI information that we don't need to know about what they get up to in the bedroom, about how Akaash is, performance. Well, it's just really, really, really bad, in my humble opinion. And I just feel sad for Akaash. I know some people don't, because he's a big boy and he said some things in the past with other people. I just feel bad for him because he's clearly putting up with this because this is the first girl he's ever been with. Forget a girl that people think is attractive. This is probably the first girl he's ever fucking been intimate with at all. So his mind's all frazzled, I think. But this clip just made me sad. I'm not gonna lie, this clip just made me sad. I wasn't even like happy to see it. This clip just made me sad.
So in short, the reason we decided to do IVF is because shit wasn't really working. Me and my husband were actually trying for quite a bit, and I remember it was just so anxiety inducing and so stressful. One time during trying, I literally had a full-blown panic attack, and it was like, please just finish. And my husband was like, I love you, but like I literally can't when you're in this much distress.
Please just finish, please just finish. I was in distress. So what, you were crying and not in a good mood, and like, what is this? Why are you telling us this information? I don't even want to try and understand and psychoanalyze this. Why is she doing this to us? Why is she doing this? Not forget us. Why is she doing this to her husband? Why is she doing this to her fucking husband? Why are you doing this to your husband? Why? I don't get it. Like, what the fuck has Akaash done behind the scenes? What do you think Akaash does to her day to day? Because all I see is Akaash just giving her his Amex. All I see is Akaash giving her his Amex. I'm not even sure if she pays a bill in the house. I know that. I'm not even sure if she even contributes to a single bill. It looks like Akaash literally just gives her everything. Yet she can't stop exposing, embarrassing, and just divulging unnecessary information that we don't need to be privy to. Oh, we decided to go the IVF route because my husband couldn't. What is she like saying? The husband couldn't get her pregnant, she couldn't get pregnant? Like, what is this? What is this story? Why are you even sharing this? You can share your story about your IVF journey without divulging all of this information. That's obviously going to be helpful for people out there, right? Especially people within their community of Indian people. Sharing your journey with IVF is going to be important. Fair enough. Some people are going to, relate to it. They're going to get some help for it. But do you need to do all this?
So concerned that we were like wasting nights, that I was ovulating. It was just a nightmare. And he was like, let's just take a break. It's not good for you. It's not good for us. Like, I can see how much this is impacting you. I was seeing how much it was impacting me. I was internalizing everything. I was like, there's something wrong with me. Not only is my body not working, but my brain is not even functioning properly. I hate myself. I just horrible, like, self-loathing and internalizing so many negative feelings towards myself. I had been working with a therapist, but this time I was like, hey, like, what is going on with me? Like, why is everything so hard? Why is my brain so loud? Like, why can't I get these thoughts like to just stop?
You never heard any of this stuff. There was never this self-doubt. There was never this self-loathing. There was never this self-hate when she was talking about hooking up with guys in college. I know it's different hooking up and trying to have a baby. I get it. But still, the contrast in the way that she's speaking about this and how she speaks about her time in college is very, very stark and very obvious to me. Fucking hell. Akaash is a stronger man than me, mate. Akaash is a stronger man than me. Like, even if I didn't have the strength to leave her, because I think some men are also really bad at breaking up with people. Some men are really bad. Like, I know for me, in my personal experience, I usually don't say the words I want to leave. I'll usually just do something to kind of just make it irreversible, I think most men are like that, right? We just press the fucking self-destruct button. We just fucking push the button down on our fucking suicide vest and go, fuck it. But I think even if it was me and I was a man that was scared, if I was Akaash of leaving her or whatever, I wasn't brave enough, I think I'd be so depressed that it would get to a point where she'd want to leave me. You know, I'd be so depressed. I'd be so bummed out watching these clips, seeing how people talk about my wife, seeing how people talk about me. I'd just be so glum and gloomy and just a fucking black hole of emotion that the other person will just be like, you know what, I can't do this. That's how I'd be, at least. I don't think I'll be able to put up with it day to day, like, because this woman is just like, I mean, you quit a podcast to kind of give yourself and your marriage a bit of respite, and here she is divulging more unnecessary details to the world.
Long story short, met with 3 different psychiatrists and found out that my anxiety or my OCD was really masking itself as anxiety. That explained so much, having that diagnosis of why my thoughts were so reiterative and repetitive, and why I would get these like awful intrusive thoughts and so on and so forth. So I really doubled down with my psychiatrist on like specific exercises that I could do for my OCD. I had a treatment plan with my psychiatrist on like what medication would work best, Lexapro, and like what dose. From there, I feel like everything just started to change for me because I was really focused on myself, my mental health,
By the way, is this normal? I don't know. Maybe it's is this normal for people? Is there anyone in the stream chat that's Indian? I feel like this is very strange. Is anybody in the stream chat Indian? Because I feel like Indian people don't do this sort of stuff. Like, especially on social media. This is, I don't know, I'm just looking at it thinking, hold on, this is not very common, I feel like, for an Indian person to be like on social media divulging all of this stuff. Like, what is this? Forget all the intimate bedroom stuff, but just generally like your mental health and this psychiatrist, this, like, it's very odd. I feel like they don't do that sort of stuff. I feel like they're very like prideful, private people. Like, what is this? Like, who is she? Okay, I'm half, she's barely Indian. Okay, fair enough. Pick up Asada says, you don't get it, AZ. Her OCD was turning into anxiety. She's been doubling down on meds. That's why she needs to buy Mew Mew to ruin her husband's life. Exactly. I don't get it.
Values. Okay, what do I value? Like, I really want to be happy. I want to feel at peace. I want to spend time with the people I love. I just like had the most magical year after that, and lo and behold, that's when I found content creation.
Yeah, big up Robert Henry Poet. I think it's okay to have a public journal just as long as you keep putting out words of public. I mean, some of the shit good to get out of the open. Brother, that's not what I'm saying. Robert Henry Poet, that's not what I'm saying. People from this type of culture, people from this type of background in general, are not usually open like this when it comes to these type of things. This is just not a thing that is done. It's very kind of frowned upon to be talking about your marriage, talking about your relationship, talking about your mental health, even talking about your job, the money you make. Like, you keep it very, very private to yourself. Same with African families. I think same with most immigrant families. It's not really something that you do, or immigrant cultures. So that's why I'm just surprised. Like, why is she even saying all this stuff online? Like, are your parents okay with this? You know?
Do you have a gun?
Yo, big up Michael.
She's an Americanized Indian, bruh.
Yeah, fair enough. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess I've just never been exposed to like an Indian American. I didn't know because in this country, the country I'm in now in the UK, Indian people are, even though they're British and stuff and they're from here, they're still very, very much Indian. You know, in terms of how they kind of interact with their family, the way they talk, the way they behave. So there's not a lot of this. Like, this is the first time I've seen one, like, in my life. This is the first time I've seen an Indian that's like, Western, proper Western. This whole me thing, the embarrassing your husband in public by divulging all this unnecessary sexual details. Like wow, yeah. Are you not worried you might get punished by, like, because the Indians I know that are her age are still getting beat by their parents. Especially the girl, they get disciplined by their parents. So that's how I know she's like American Indian, because she's not even afraid of her parents finding out that she's talking about this stuff on the internet.
Do you have a gun?
Yeah, big up Stephen Casanova.
My bad, but did you watch the Kevin Hart roast?
Yeah. I'm gonna upload something about it tomorrow. I'm gonna do a video about it tomorrow. I'm gonna put it on Patreon tomorrow. I was actually meant to do it today, but I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. Don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it, Stephen Casanova. I'm gonna upload a watch along on it on Patreon. So keep an eye out for that. Big up Stephen Castaneda.
I really wanted to find something that I was like passionate about, I could find fulfillment in. It was just such a magical like first year, end of 2024, beginning of 2025. And I had a routine check-in with my OBGYN and she was like, I'm so happy for you, but we should really talk about freezing your embryos. After 35, I'm 32 now, your, I guess, maternal health or fetal health can start to decline. So if you don't want to get pregnant between 30 to 35, which me and my husband were discussing, like, I don't want to rush into this next chapter. We didn't have like a set age, but we were like, hey, we're kind of enjoying like our lives right now and like just the flexibility we have. I also have a lot
We or you?
of nieces and a nephew, so we have like so much time with kids. It's like, I love that for you, but let's just make sure we basically have collateral, like we have this stuff in the freezer, so when you do want to get pregnant, you can go about this process. And clearly we spent a lot of time trying naturally. It didn't seem to work, so it seemed like we were like going down the IVF road anyways. So this embryo freezing process is actually like the first half of IVF.
I've had enough of her talking. I don't care. I've had enough of her talking. I tried to play that first bit in the beginning. I'm just like, this woman's her husband's biggest op, man. Like, they can say what they want about the flagrant community or the flagrant podcast fans being right wing, being neo-Nazis, being white supremacists, whatever nonsense that she said, right, about the flagrant community. Let's say they are. Let's say the flagrant podcast fans are all of the above. I still think, even if the flagrant podcast fans are all the above, they're all fucking Nick Fuentes reincarnated, they're all fucking Chud the Builder fans, she's still Akaash's biggest op. She is still Akaash's biggest op, is the woman he sleeps next to. The woman that sleeps in his bed every single day is his biggest op. This woman hates her more than the biggest Akaash hater. The biggest knee slapper hater does not hate Akaash more than this lady. Like, crazy the way that she acts and behaves, man. And the really disappointing thing about it is that like everything that she's like enjoying from their life, or from the life that he's helped them build, or they built together, whatever, she's destroying with the things that she's saying. She doesn't even have to play her role. It's like, sister, like, part of the reason why you can buy so much Mew Mew is because this guy's a stand-up comedian and people like him and want to support him and shit. The more you talk, the more people are not going to like him, because they're going to be like, hold on, why is he with you if you're a bozo? If you're a bozo, if you're bad for him, then it makes him look bad and they're going to stop supporting him. So you're actually damaging the brand. You're actually harming the ability that he has to buy you fucking expensive stuff. If anything, the more you shut up, the more nice things you're going to get. The potential, it will never fucking end. But she doesn't understand that. That's a really strange thing about it. It's like, at least be selfish with your own needs and just shut up just because you want new shoes. But she doesn't stop. The guy fucking ended the pod and she's still out here yapping. Fucking hell. Anyway, big up them, innit? Big up them. Love makes you do strange things, man. Love makes you do strange things.